back in 2022 that Russia tried to use its fossil fuel supplies as a tool for blackmail and manipulation, and we paid a quite dear economic price for having this dependency from Russia, so therefore there's no point of going back to this. We have diversified our supplies. Our largest gas supply is now Norway, our largest LNG supplier is US, and so on. There are strategic decisions taken to move away completely from Russian oil and gas, and we have to follow it through.
But you rule out, because this is very important, that by the winter, by Christmas, the temperature is going down, that the EU will not take any measures, ease in sanctions on Russian energy at any level?
Well, if anything, we need to strengthen sanctions against Russia, not ease, because actually Russia is a country benefiting from this conflict in the Middle East and those higher energy prices, getting substantial windfall profits. So we should not facilitate it further. And it's worth noting that already now we started the process of refilling our gas storages. Well, it currently goes, so to say, within the historical range of this time of the year. That's something we, in any case, need to do. We need to prepare ourselves for next winter.
But you don't feel blackouts? You don't fear that, once again, as we talked about in 2022, there was a real fear that Europe would come to a halt. It will grind to a halt, that the industry would not be able to operate because of a shortage of supplies. You don't expect that to be the case by the end of the year?
No, we do not expect this to be the case now. Indeed, there was this risk back in 2022 or winter from 22 to 23, exactly because we were dependent from Russian fossil fuel supplies. So we should not get back there.
This week, the head of the Italian government sent a letter to the Commission. By now, it's very clear that Giorgia Meloni believes the Commission is not taking her concerns seriously. She says that this is just as equal important energy to defense. What are you going to offer the Italian Prime Minister that is going to placate her anger? Because by now it's clear they are not satisfied with the measures you provided.
We are obviously now looking at policy options and also our fiscal policy response. But as a main message in case remains that the support measures need to be temporary and targeted, the ones which are not sustaining or increasing demand for fossil fuels. So on one hand, not just to perpetuate higher energy demand and thus higher global energy prices, because we are facing supply shock, so we cannot resolve it by stimulating demand. Second, we must keep in mind also more limited fiscal room of maneuver, and also flexibilities already existing in our fiscal framework. We have a number of automatic stabilizers which can play out, which allows for, in a sense, certain fiscal buffer before even member states come with the discretionary measures. But we are doing this assessment and preparing it.
So you're listening to her concerns?
Well, we certainly are listening to the concerns of member states and looking appropriate policy response.